The reason why you still feel behind at 30-year-old. Now, point number one is you are comparing your life to social media. When you go on your phone and you go on short form content, the first thing you're seeing is everybody else's perfect life. You're seeing how good the holidays are, you're seeing how good family life is, and ultimately looking at a fake reality of what your perception of what a good life looks like. So there's no reason why you feel like shit every time life takes a turn. Meaning, if life don't go your way, meaning if you're fucking having a shit day or shit time, no wonder it's very, very easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you're behind. I remember one time, all my friends had gone on holiday. I had to work throughout the full week. Yeah, I was broke, I had no money. Every time I went on my break or when I went home, all I saw were them guys on the stories, perceiving to have a good time. And all it were doing was just ruining my mind. So please understand, like, comparing yourself, comparing your life to everyone else's is the main fucking reason in 2025 that you feel like you're falling behind, you feel like shit about yourself. So minimize the screen time. Focus on your own fucking journey, your own life. Because just hyper focusing on social media will never ever bring you that fulfillment, yeah? Next point, I am reading off here bullet points. Boom. The second point I want to make is you've never actually built any discipline or structure around a lifestyle that you want to live. Every single client that I work with, one of the main pillars that they struggle with is structure, consistent discipline and structure. And a life without some form of structure, you're always going to struggle to actually hit results on a consistent basis every single time. Why? Because as soon as it gets hard, as soon as you try to get somewhere that's worth going, there's going to be obstacles. And if you have no structure around what you're trying to go for, it's very, very, very easy to fall off. Absolutely golden that you have structure around what you're trying to do. For example, if you have a business goal, if you have no structure around what you're doing on them daily habits, if you have no structure around the goal itself, or even let's flip it, if you're trying to build the best physique possible, the best condition you've ever been in, and you have no structure around your training, you have no structure around your nutrition, it's going to be very easy to fall off when it comes to the weekend, when it comes to social events. And that's when people think that discipline and motivation is the key component. Yes, you have to do it, but when you're structured and you have clarity, it becomes very easy. So that's the second point that you're feeling behind at 30-year-old. Point number three. Point number three is a big one. You haven't faced your fears or failures. The amount of people that I spend time with in the past that fear the thought of failure, fear the thought of rejection, so they don't even try, take a negative attitude, and ultimately what you're doing is you're giving up before you've even give it a first attempt. Or even if it has been the first attempt, it's very fucking easy to sit in that failure and not try again. The best people in life, the greatest people on this earth have tried multiple times, over and over and over again. The fear has done nothing but make them stronger. The failure has done nothing but make them better. And if you're going to give up after 3 or 4 times and solidify it in your mind that, you know, you can't make it, you're gonna mirror that exact result that you're thinking in your brain. So expect failure and fail fast, because if you're feeling behind at this age, all right, over some failures, then it's going to get even worse. You have to face your failure. Fears as well. Fear is controlled. Like 98% of people in life are controlled by fear. Read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That will teach you about how fear controls the majority of people from going after their goals, because fear is just a perception of the mind that actually holds you back. I'll give you a story. I was meant to fly out to New Zealand when I was 23 on a building labourer's job role, okay? And at that time, I was smoking a lot of weed, and I said I wanted to do things, but truthfully, I was scared to go out and do it. The call came where I had to put some money down for me to actually advance forward with this decision, and I remember feeling this overwhelming sense of fear that I was scared that this was going to be the next step where I'd leave the country, leave my mum's house, and ultimately not be in a familiar environment no more that were comfortable. What do you think I did? Carry on smoking weed, made an excuse, and never went. And I think to myself, like, if I had gone, what would have happened? But that was when I was 23, 24, and I beat myself up about that for a very, very long time. Now, if you're feeling behind at 30 and you're scared of failure, you're scared of failing, or you're fearful, that something might happen, you will get to 70, 80-year-old and wish you'd have done it, all right? So step into the fucking fear like a man and do it anyway. Point number 4, let's have a look. Short-term thinking. We're living in a world now where short-term thinking, we are living in a world now where, because you're scrolling all the time and you're seeing people with instant results, all you're thinking about is a short-term goal. Or even the dopamine hits on a weekend. You can't prolong longer than 2 or 3 weeks without going out and getting pissed out your head, or going out and doing drugs, or going out and fucking indulging in a shitload of food when you say you've got a physique goal. Alright, it's very, very short-term thinking. If you want something worthwhile, it is going to take a lot longer than what you perceive on fucking Instagram, on Facebook, whatever social media platform, or just in general. Like, these things take time, and your patience has to be built up when you're going for this goal, all right? As simple as that. I can't put it anymore. If you really want something, it's going to take a long time, mostly. Or it's going to take longer than what you'd like it to be. And is it a test to see how far you are willing to push? And the ones who stay consistent throughout are the ones who get the prize, the ones who get the win. Alex Hormozi says it all the time. Next point. This is a massive one. I've said it on a previous video. You have no clear vision and no clear goal. So life without a vision, to me, is, yeah, you can freestyle it, but life without a vision, life without a clear goal, to me, for the most part, is detrimental, because you're kind of waking up with no purpose, no direction, and just letting life blow you around like a leaf in the environment, you know. Or another example you could give it. My main camera cut out, so I'm on the DJI, but yeah, basically having an unclear vision and an unclear goal or plan towards what you actually want from life is a major point in why a lot of 30-year-old men plus are feeling behind in life. It's because you're waking up and you have no real inspiring goal to go after, no real fucking meaningful mission. And when it comes to like vision, there's no clarity of what it is you actually want from life. You know, what does the next 5-10 years look like? And a lot of people say, yeah, I go day by day, I go month by month, but usually them type of people that I speak to genuinely aren't really that fulfilled, and they're just kind of in survival mode. So the biggest point that I would like to make on that one is read the book The Breakthrough Experience by John Demartini. It changed my life when it comes to mission, vision and purpose. It will get you to spend an hour laying it out and getting very clear and specific on what you would actually love to do with your life. Not ought to or what you need to, but actually what you would love to do. When you wake up in the morning and you've got that fucking fire in your soul to go after something that you actually love, that's when life gets extremely inspiring and interesting. Fucking hell, I remember going on a building site, right, and dreading every single fucking day. I remember going out onto the building site at 6 in the morning, all right, my hands were freezing and I was shoveling sand throughout the full day, and that was the norm, full day, labouring on 5 builders, all right, who wanted a mix making quick. And when you couldn't keep up to it, it was back breaking. And I just remember, what the fuck am I doing in my life? And that's when a point I knew I had to bounce and make a change in my life. Otherwise, nothing was going to get better. So I had to craft a vision, I had to craft a mission, something that was meaningful to work towards. And what did that turn out to be? Going to the gym, working out, training hard, building the physique, helping other men do the same. Very, very simple, but it was very unclear at that time in my life. So that is 100% a major point, is why you're feeling behind in life. It's because you do not have a vision or a mission to go after. Get that shit sorted after this video. And the last one I'm going to say is this. You don't fucking respect yourself. You do not live congruently towards a man who respects himself when it comes to your daily habits, how you treat yourself on an evening, how you fucking wake up and behave. What's the first thing you do? You go straight up onto your phone, scrolling, looking at other people's life, looking for dopamine. You know, when it comes to a weekend, instead of working on you, yourself, your goal, your physique, it's cheap dopamine, cheap hits, and then waking up on Monday regretting it, fucking getting back to the same lifestyle you don't actually hate. You will never be able to walk 2 paths and expect the one dream outcome that you want. So you have to get very clear on what it is you want, and then be disciplined and work towards that every single day. And the moment you keep falling, and the reason you keep falling off is because you don't respect yourself. You do not respect the mission enough, and you do not respect yourself deeply enough to allow yourself to follow through with your actions. Your words mean something. Your words don't mean anything, but your actions mean everything, if that makes fucking sense. Your words are meaningless, but your actions mean everything. So therefore you have to align with your actions and how you're thinking about it, and your words. They have to all come together for you to get where you want to be, which is respecting yourself. Now, hopefully I've cleared it up. If you feel behind it at 30-year-old, there's a very, very clear reason why. And if it's not one of them points, drop it down below. And also, I help men coaching through the step-by-step process to align your purpose, your vision, physique development, getting you in the best shape of your life so you can finally respect the fucking man in the mirror. Boom. Drop it down in the comments below. Drop it, and if you've got any questions, just drop it into Instagram. I'll happily get back to you on a DM. I hope you enjoyed the video. Bah! Bah! Let's fucking go. Come on. Bah!